say, Yensu, Yenshasui.
And police on a manhunt for persons behind the disturbances at Mamobi here in Accra that left 7 persons injured. And later in the bulletin, we'll take you live to the Information Ministry. Cocoa Board CEO Joseph Akufo-Addo will brief the media on the state of Cocoa Board. I am Faustina Safo. Thanks for choosing us. Thanks for choosing us. We're your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Now, President Akufo-Addo has commended the Okyenhene Osajifo-Amotiel for repaying for a sustained campaign against environmental degradation over the last 25 years. He says the Osajifo has, since his ascension to the Oforipane store, been a lead advocate for the preservation of the environment, spearheading campaigns against deforestation, irresponsible mining, water pollution, and activities that contribute to the depletion of the ozone layer and global warming. Here's Maxwell Kudoko with the rest of the story.
President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was speaking at the Grand Durbar of Osajifo-Amotiel Oforipane 25th anniversary celebration on their ascension to the Oforipane store over the weekend in Chebi. The Grand Durbar is the climax of all the Durbars commemorating Osajifo-Amotiel Oforipane's 25th anniversary celebration. The celebration afforded the King of Achimebuakwa the opportunity to tour the 5 divisions and interact with his divisional chiefs and subjects. President Akufo-Addo encouraged Osajifo-Amotiel Oforipane not to be disturbed by personal attack, but focus on his dedication to the service of humanity.
The bad money trinkwa. Our money yo, a bombardier, a suje, a chimamura, entity, a juma, master or the baby, my so better choir. A Brahmagana of what I say, Japadia can say, oh, say, Yensu, Yenshasui. Eme saka sama picture wagana nyina na so bi wo ha se ba ba yadwuma amotimai nkosoro amotimai nkebom atimai asundwe amakawe na.
On his part, Osajifo-Amotiel Oforipane, touching on Ghana's governance system and development, he reiterated that the centrality of governance in Ghana is outmoded and does not promote proper accountability and development.
Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Osasi musika nyina media concrete. Makusiesie ni. Na ye fe. Le wia. E di mputu abremu Brazil. Kenya benfie dosuni. Mai. As say as some. Centrality of governance is outdated. We need to decentralize this country. Not tomorrow, yesterday.
There was a colorful display of culture from the various traditional authorities represented at the Durbar. Okyenhene is also the head of the Asuna family in Ghana, referred to as Asuna PSC. Maxwell Kudoko report for Joy News.
We are indeed your election headquarters, and the police is on a manhunt for persons behind disturbances between the NPP and the NDC party supporters. Calm was restored by the police after 9 people sustained injuries. It is unclear what led to the disturbances, but on your screens now is a copy of that statement from the Ghana Police Service, and it reads, the Ghana Police Service has restored calm at Mamobi, a suburb of Accra, following disturbances between supporters of the New Patriotic Party and the National Democratic Congress in the area that resulted in the injuries of 9 persons. 7 of the injured victims have been treated and discharged, while 2 are still receiving treatment at the hospital. Meanwhile, an intelligence-led operation is currently ongoing to get the perpetrators, who have been identified by the police, arrested to face justice. Well, residents of Halimboy in the Wa East constituency of the Upper West region on Sunday afternoon stopped the convoy of the NDC presidential candidate John Dramani Mahama to express their concerns over the lack of electricity in their community. They highlighted how the absence of electricity has affected their daily lives and development. In response, the former president promised to prioritize the extension of electricity to Halimboy as part of rural electrification project if elected.
Yes. In 2016, we tried to give you light. We brought poles, everything. But unfortunately, we lost the election. Yes. And I guess since then, you still don't have light. Yes. I can assure you, when we come, we're starting the rural electrification program again. And since you have stopped me and put your case behind in front of me, you vote on 7th December. When NDC comes, I will make sure that Halimboy gets light. I'll come here and switch on the light myself. And so you vote for JM for president. Look for the Akateria. Yes. Don't look for number 8, just look for the Akateria, and then you stop printing. And then you vote for Dr. Desau for the parliamentary election. You vote for Dr. Desau for the parliamentary election. Okay, so thank you very much. God richly bless you. Thank you.
Still on the NDC, John Dramani Mahama has assured the people of the Upper West region that he will fix deplorable roads in the region. He cited the Bamboy-Bolivar Road, which he described as being in its worst state since the start of the Fourth Republic. Speaking at a community engagement in Wenchiao, he lamented the many projects started by his administration that have been abandoned by the Akufo-Addo-led administration. He promised to complete these projects if voted back into power. Rafiq Salam reports from Wenchi.
Hundreds of supporters of the National Democratic Congress (NDC) first gathered at the Wa Airport to welcome former President John Mahama into the Upper West region to begin a 3-day campaign tour. Clad in the party's paraphernalia, they sang, danced, and blew their vuvuzelas, showing their excitement not only about his visit, but the need to rescue the country from the economic hardship and scholarly servitude they have been subjected to under the Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration. John Mahama, upon arrival in Wa, had a private meeting with the overlord of the Wala traditional area, Nafusen City Pilipore, before heading to Wuchao, capital of the Wa West constituency, for community engagement with the chiefs and people of the area. On behalf of the chiefs and people of the area, Secretary to the Wuchao Paramount Chief, Sumani Kasim, tabled some concerns that was the flag bearer of the NDC.
This one needs another constituency to bring governance closer to the people. The assumption of the Wuchao and Doromo Senior High Schools into the educational mainstream.
John Mahama, in his response to the concerns of the people, lamented about the many projects that were started under his administration, but which has now been abandoned.
The Dorimon-Wa road was on contract. If NDC was still in government, that road would have been completed long ago. 8 years on after we left office, the Dorimon-Wa road is still undone. We're building several projects in the University of Development Studies. 8 years on, all those projects have come to a standstill. We're building an E-block in Wa West in Dorimon so that the young people of Dorimon, the students, could get secondary education without having to go all the way to Wa. 8 years on, that E-block has been abandoned.
He also spoke about the Bombay-Bolewa road, which is in the Provo state, causing nightmares for commuters who now spend averagely 19 hours to reach Accra from Wa.
In the history of the Fourth Republic, I have never seen that road in such a deplorable state. I can assure you it's going to be one of our #1 priorities to fix the Wa-Bone-Bamboy-Weti Techiman Road.
For the news, Graphic Salam, Wachao.
Still on the NDC, the Northern Regional Minister, Sani Al-Hassan Shaibu, has stated that the Northern region can no longer be considered a stronghold for the opposition National Democratic Congress. He explained that both the NDC and the NPP currently hold 9 parliamentary seats, each making it incorrect to claim that the Northern region is dominated by the NDC. Mr. Shaibu spoke at a health walk and rally organized by the NPP parliamentary candidate for Tamale Central.
The program was a fitness walk and also to remind the party's supporters of their task ahead of winning the 2024 general election. Speaking to the media after the health walk, the Northern Regional Minister, Sani Al-Hassan Shaibu, said the party is poised to take over the Tamale Central seat.
The Northern region is not the stronghold of the NDC. Why am I saying that? The Northern region has 18 constituencies. The NDC has 9 seats and the NPP has 9 seats. So it's a win-win situation. Tamale Central is a constituency that we have held twice. Currently, it's been held by the NDC. That doesn't make it an absolute safe seat for the NDC.
A former Northern Regional Minister, Salifu Said, who touted the success of the Nanando government, said the good works of the party would speak volumes in the December elections.
The battlegrounds of 2024 general elections is in the Northern region. Why am I saying so? The leading presidential candidates, and for that matter the parties, are from the Northern extraction. That is His Excellency, the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and that of the former president for NDC. I can tell you for a fact that the president has already performed. People have seen his level of performance, and the records are very clear. But His Excellency, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, he's now navigating towards the presidency of the Republic of Ghana.
Well, the General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God Ghana, Reverend Stephen Wengam, has admonished church members and Ghanaians to avoid actions that could undermine the country's democracy and peace as the 2024 general elections approach. There's more in the following report.
General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God Ghana, Reverend Dr. Stephen Wengam, has called on Ghanaians to embrace unity and safeguard the nation's peace and stability. Speaking on the sidelines of the temple dedication of the Kwashiman Living Word Assembly, he called on Ghanaians to embrace unity and safeguard the nation's peace and stability, adding that citizens must refrain from violent activities, especially as the nation approaches approaches the election season. Ghana is set to hold its presidential and parliamentary election on December 7, with a historic contest featuring the sitting Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and the former President, John Dramani Mahama.
These are exceptional moments. Let us put Ghana first. Let's love our country. Don't do anything that will hurt the fortunes of this country, because all of us, our future is tied to the peace and the stability of this country.
For the head pastor of the local branch, Reverend Joseph Amoakon, the youth must strive not only to learn from the older generation, but also to live morally upright lives in society.
All what we are doing, we are going to leave behind. We are doing all these things and leave it for the youth. And so we expect the youth to take up the mantle of leadership, being godly. That's what is missing now. We want them to emulate, because we follow the footsteps of our forefathers. And so we want them also to follow us, so that tomorrow another pastor, another deacon must come from the youth.
The temple dedication marked the completion of a construction project that began 27 years ago under the late Reverend Charles Kranche Atta. The ceremony served as both a thanksgiving for God's blessings and a commitment to continue spreading the gospel to bring salvation to others.
The IT infrastructure at the Akufo-Addo Teaching Hospital has been classified as critical national information infrastructure by the Ministry of Communications and Digitization, along with the National Security Cyber Security Authority. This classification highlights the hospital's vulnerability to cyber attacks such as ransomware, phishing and data breaches, which can compromise patient data, disrupt services, and lead to financial losses. In response, CAF has partnered with the National Cybersecurity Authority to raise staff awareness about basic cybersecurity practices, ensuring adherence to regulations to mitigate these risks. There's more in this report by Clinton Hibwa.
The healthcare sector is a prime target for cyber attacks due to the sensitive nature of patient data and the critical importance of uninterrupted medical services. According to the Cybersecurity Authority, in the last 18 months, 15 entities consisting of 8 public hospitals, 3 private hospitals and 4 medical labs have been assessed with low cybersecurity maturity levels. A cybersecurity expert with the Ghana Police Service, Dunstan Guba, is encouraging stakeholders to adopt a decentralized approach to educating and managing cybersecurity incidents.
Health data is extremely vulnerable to malicious actors because it's sensitive and has a large market value. These records contain personal information that relates to identified or identified individuals. Secondly, healthcare systems depend on legacy systems that were designed years ago and are now vulnerable to a lot of money attacks. Now, the rapid spread of information, false information, which we call misinformation, is exacerbated by social media and impacts us as healthcare providers and as public health authorities. Undeniably, for us to effectively address the challenges confronting us, there must be strong collaboration among healthcare providers, sector regulators, the cybersecurity ecosystem, which is regulated by the CSA, other policymakers, and the public.
The Cybersecurity Awareness Week celebration at the Akufo-Addo Teaching Hospital seeks to make staff conscious of the basics of cybersecurity to help protect patients' information. The awareness creation event themed Securing Health Data in the Age of Misinformation, a collaborative approach to digital resilience, is in line with the global campaign to raise and deepen public knowledge and awareness about the importance of cybersecurity worldwide. The event was premised on cyber regulatory compliance, patient trust and safety, and human error mitigation. Chief Executive Officer of the Akufo-Addo Teaching Hospital, Professor Okyenhene Mensa, is cautioning staff to obey regulations and maintain the integrity and availability of clinical and non-clinical services of the hospital.
It has become increasingly imperative for us all to collectively equip ourselves to effectively play our respective roles in protecting this space. As healthcare professionals, we have a sacred responsibility to protect our patients' data. It's not just about compliance with regulations, it is about safeguarding trust. patients share their most sensitive information with us, and they deserve the assurance that their data is secure and their privacy respected. Through collaboration, education and proactive measures, we can build a resilient digital ecosystem in healthcare.
Reporting for Joy News, my name is Clinton Yeboah.
You're watching News 6. We'll be back after this breather.
Welcome to a quick tutorial on the Ghana Knowledge and Skills Bank. Visit www.gksb.gov.gh to access the platform. In this tutorial, we will take you through accessing the contents on the platform via the dashboard. To do that, you must first log in. Find and click on any of the category cards you find on the dashboard based on your preference. Get access to all contents in the selected category. Select a subject, click on the preferred reading material and download them for reading instantly, or bookmark them to reference later. That's it for today. Keep learning and good luck.
My name is Mark Bedu-Abuaji. I'm the CEO of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. As we are all aware, we're going to have election in December 2024, that's December 7th. We need peace. As businesses, we can thrive under peaceful environment. So we want peace before, during, and after the election. We want one Ghana to do business. Hashtag choose peace Ghana.
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees emergency. Mommy, chop money emergency. Emergency. Catch it. I'm your rent emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town.
More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the top life we got.
Dial star 770 hash for all your money emergencies and chop life.
Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and get easy and quick access to your money, loans, and other banking needs. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
This year, I won't make my candidate with my one. So you go in the dream or what? You don't know, say every year they easily take the number one spot, give your favorite candidate. I just don't understand. How? I think I say easy get procedure where they take choose who go there the top. I said if we take give someone. They take give them a favorite. So then they, you sure? You don't be an easy man. If you have. Okay, what?
Hey, my people.
Yeah.
Why? You have some more questions?
Oh yes, boss man. We want to ask a question about the ballot paper positions. They will discuss it. Why say if you cut the number one spot, you take give your favorite?
Yes.
That's people will do. And you find and you fair.
Who?
You will, yes.
Oh
yes.
Yes. Oh, my brother, don't believe anything and everything that you hear around. Look, some of these political parties, they only get upset because they don't get what they wanted from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Do you know that some of them, they even produce adverts and jingles even before the balloting is done? Not be one anymore. But anyway, listen, let me break it down for you. Listen, there will be 2 rounds of balloting. Look, in the first balloting, it is used to determine the order
in which the presidential candidates or their representatives will be picking for the final ballot. And then the second round of balloting, that one is used to determine the position of the presidential candidate on the ballot paper. Do you understand? Yeah. So if you pick number 1 in the first balloting, it means you will be the first one to pick a position in the final ballot. And then the number that you pick in the final balloting, that is what determines where your presidential candidate will be on the ballot paper. Okay. So you know be fixed like that. Not at all. Not at all. Don't fix. Listen, the Electoral Commission does not have a favorite candidate and does not manipulate the processes to the advantage of any candidate. Not at all.
I just don't understand.
So this number is choosing all be lie.
Oh, my brother.
All be lie. All be lie.
We will move forward for these lies again.
Never.
Ghana for. Remember, the balloting process, it be finchim, it be transparent. All will be done in the full glare of the candidates, the party agents, and the media people self. Day to the day there. No secret for anywhere. No libi laba laba. A plain.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, the tides are turning at Salt Pond, and the ladies from Infantsiman Girls SHS are ready to ride the wave back into the limelight of the National Science and Maths Quiz. After years of failing to qualify for the national championship, the girls are charting a course to success as they prepare to take on Zion College and West African Senior High School in the first preliminary stage contest. My colleague Jacqueline Ansmayebwa has more in the following report.
It's been a rough journey for Infantimon Girls Senior High, who once stood tall as finalists in 2013. But in recent years, their sails were caught in stormy seas. Failing to qualify for the national stage in 2019 and 2020, their dreams were dashed by Asen State College and Kumasi Academy. But after 6 years of missing out, the Mauve ladies are back, brimming with fortitude and confidence. Their triumphant return came after conquering 3 schools in the Central Regional Qualifiers to earn a spot at the national stage once again. Today, they face fierce competition from Zion College and West Africa Senior High School, standing between them and glory. But these ladies are not backing down.
We are very much prepared. Yes. We are very ready for them. Yes. We are sure we will conquer them.
You should expect nothing but the best from Infantimon Girls.
We are more than conquerors.
West Africa Senior High School, with their history in the quiz and final appearance in 2018, might be the team to beat. Will the ladies from Salt Pond finally reclaim their former glory? Is all hands on deck as the battle begins today.
Warabo, Obrane Warabo, Obrane Warabo, Obrane Warabo, Ofititi Odoman Kumao.
The 2024 National Science and Maths Quiz is produced by Primetime Limited and sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with Gold PLC and supported by Pepsodent, Jupay and Prudential Life Insurance Ghana. The broadcast of the 2024 National Science Maths Quiz on Joe News is supported by NASCO, Vitamilk, Virtual Security Africa, Ace Medical Insurance, Build Financial Technologies, DBS Roofing, Syntex Tank, and Family Health Medical School, Chopbox Technologies, and Action Secondary Technical. Time now for business.
Have not shown sign of settling down.
Oh, you don't mean it. The power to deliver disability.
I might have a solution.
You take this and spray it twice. Shake the gel. Place it on your lips and say the magic word.
Yes.
You, my darling, are unlucky in life.
The MacDown Entrepreneurship Challenge Season 1 has been a journey of great impact. From the application process to the selection of participants of MacDown Entrepreneurship Challenge Season 1. The millionaire investor Dr. Daniel Macaulay is staying the course of grooming the next generation of multi-million-dollar entrepreneurs for Ghana. Ghana's unemployed youth population is growing exponentially by the day. A private sector intervention is needed to lighten the burden of employment on the government. The MacDown Entrepreneurship Challenge is one of such privately funded initiatives. Ghana, are you ready for the second edition of the MacDown Entrepreneurship Challenge Season 2? In this edition, 15,750 applications were received. 80 applicants have been selected for the real showdown. So watch out as these 80 business ideas are put to the test in the battle for the ultimate prize. Who will succeed? Who will fall out? And who will win the $100,000 cash prize in the MacDown Entrepreneurship Challenge Season 2? The MacDown Entrepreneurship Challenge is brought to you by MacDown Foundation. The MacDown Entrepreneurship Challenge, coming soon.
Today's contest is like Kingdom Filipino Fighter.
The stage is set, the atmosphere electric. These are the minds ready to engage in the ultimate battle where every second counts and every answer could make or break their dream.
You can contest with us, but you can never compete us. Beat everyone. This one all out, no stress.
And for some, it's all about that one word. While others, their hearts beat in sync with every point earned. And for some, the pain of defeat lingers long after the final riddle. The national championship of the 2024 National Science and Maths Quiz this October. Catch all the contests on Joy News, Joy Prime, and Joy FM, and follow the action across our social media platform. Who will be crowned champion? Let the quiz begin.
Best wishes to all three schools.
The 2024 National Science and Maths Quiz is produced by Primetime Limited and sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with Goyle PLC and supported by
It's time now for business. Let's take you to the Information Ministry. Cocoa Board CEO Joseph Okyenhene is briefing the media on the state of Cocoa Board.
Cocoa Board under the then NDC government realized that the coupon rates of the cocoa bears had become expensive. As against better options offshore, they decided to go to Europe, giving rise to the annual syndication loan. Cocoa Board has been in the offshore syndication borrowing for 32 years and decided this year to look at other options. The decision was influenced largely by the very reason that took Cocoa Board to overseas borrowing, that is cost of borrowing, which has consistently been increasing and now gone above 8%. The financing arrangement being pursued now is a homegrown model, and so far good, and so far so good. What is intriguing about this model is that because it is zero borrowing, I mean for 2024, 2025, we are going zero borrowing. Cocoa Board is unburdened with any interest and ancillary costs. Because the current contracts are also unencumbered, the buyers will be paying directly to cocoa marketing companies, the CMC's account on behalf of Ghana Cocoa Board, instead of the previous syndication arrangement where the payment would have been directed into the overseas collection accounts in the name of the syndication banks. The new model will speed up the flow of cocoa receipts into the country. Again, even though the traditional offshore syndication brought in FX, that's a foreign exchange, at a time in lump sum, it was bulk and bust. The annual syndication money, well anticipated before its arrival, never lasted for a month. And before long, the CD that would have stabilized briefly was back to depreciation. In the new financing model, the FX will not be lump sum, but flow in steadily and consistently. That's potentially going to help stabilize the city. Cocoa management system. This comes under digitalization. The Cocoa Board that this current administration inherited was without any real-time database. Everything was based on guess estimates. In 2019, Cocoa Board developed an integrated cocoa farmer and farm database called the Cocoa Management System to enhance effective policy making, traceability, and ensure effective delivery of various tailor-made interventions in the cocoa sector. One of the first steps taken was to register cocoa farmers in a centralized database. This process involved the use of GPS for the farm mapping with the polygons, collecting detailed information on each farm, including their location, that's the farm size and geolocation, as well as production methods being used by the farmer. The aim is to ensure that every cocoa bean can be traced to its source. This level of data collection has significantly improved Cocoa Board's oversight, responsibility, and accountability within the supply chain. The successful registration of 792,954 cocoa farmers and their entire households and other dependents in the CMC management, the CMC cocoa management system farmer database have been possible because of this intervention. So now we no more say we have about 800,000 farmers involved in cocoa, or 800,000 farm families. We have real-time data, and through the CMS, we now know that we have 792,954 cocoa farm families. So we are very precise. Now, by the same CMS, we have mapped 1,239,169 hectares of farms. The system is being enhanced to facilitate payment processes and reduce delays and ensure accurate and direct payments to farmers. So we are going to integrate this database with other services and input deliveries to the sector. Now, Ghana cocoa traceability system is another aspect of our digitalization process. A critical extension of the CMS is the the National Cocoa Traceability System. The GCTS, some call it NCTS, was born out of necessity to meet the growing demands of transparency, quality assurance, and sustainability in the global cocoa industry. Consumers around the world are increasingly concerned about the source of their food, how it is produced, and whether it aligns with ethical and environmental standards. For cocoa board, traceability is not just a regulatory requirement, but it is a strategic imperative that enhances the value of Ghana's cocoa in the global market. We carry a special brand name that's Ghana's premium cocoa, and it must be traceable. As at 21st August 2024, the regional manager of Takrady Takeover Center of the Cocoa Marketing Company had reported that approximately 77.25 tons of cocoa, equivalent to 1,236 bags, had been shipped under the Ghana National Cocoa Traceability System. And what that means is that when the cocoa gets to any port in Europe, whilst there, the cocoa can be traced down to the farm, that is to the plot from which the cocoa was harvested. Now let me take you through farmer income, which is another pillar. And I'll start with the living income differential. This term was coined by us. When I say us, that's at Cocoa Board Ghana. And until then, it was not in the dictionary. But today, it has found space in the dictionary. And it is one of the most impactful policies implemented since 2017. Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire reached a strategic price mechanism agreement with global industry players, that the brands and the buyers, in July 2019, and gained the support of consumers to bring in the living income differential, LID. As a measure of equity I've heard people say that the LID is a premium. Please, LID is not a premium. LID is equity, because for the longest while, the buyers had been dictating the price of cocoa at the international market. The sellers, or we, the producers, had no say in respect of the price of cocoa at the terminal. And because of that, we've always been disadvantaged. So we brought up this pricing mechanism to exact a form of equity from the international market for our farmers, that for the two countries, Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana. And it is $400 per ton being paid above the terminal market price and exclusively intended for the cocoa farmer, Ghana and then Cote d'Ivoire. Since its implementation in October 2020, it has earned Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire an incredible average amount of $1.2 billion per annum outside the FOB, a realization which ordinarily would have been absolutely impossible. Now, the producer price. Since 2017, the Ghana Cocoa Board has improved the producer price for Ghanaian cocoa farmers, demonstrating government's commitment to improving farmer livelihoods and ensuring fair compensation. In 2017-2018 crop season, just as 2018-2019 crop season, the producer price, which then was 7,600 Ghana cedis per ton, remained unchanged. During these periods, the global market has suffered meltdown, with plummeted cocoa prices forcing worldwide producers, including the West African cocoa producing countries, to reduce their farmer prices. Ghana resolved to maintain the prevailing producer price to cushion our farmers. In 2019-2020 crop season, the producer price was increased by 8.4% to 8,240 Ghana cedis per ton. The following crop season, in response to market conditions and the introduction of the living income differential, the price was increased by 2,320 Ghana cedis per ton, which was 28.2%. The same price prevailed in 2021-2022. But in 2022-2023 crop season, the producer price was increased by 21.2%. That is from 10,560 Ghana cedis per ton to 12,800 Ghana cedis per ton. In 2023-2024 crop season, Cocoa Board announced a historic price increase of 63.5%. That is increase, raising the producer price from 12,800 Ghana cedis to 20,928 Ghana cedis per ton. And recently, we've had a record producer price of 48,000 Ghana cedis. That is for the 2024-2025 crop season. This translates to $3,048 per ton. It's the highest ever to be paid. This price, which is a record price, is at the back of a bullish market and driven by a desire to offer farmers a fairer share of the global market value for cocoa. The increase is part of Ghana's strategy to enhance farmer income, combat poverty, and prevent cocoa smuggling to neighboring countries. Now, the Ghana Cocoa Farmers Pension Scheme. The Cocoa Farmers Pension Scheme is a landmark event to provide financial security and social protection for cocoa farmers in Ghana, many of whom have worked for decades without a formal retirement plan. The Cocoa Board Law, PNDC Law 81, enacted to come into force of the Cocoa Board Law. But this could not be executed until 2020. The government of Ghana, in collaboration with Cocoa Board, launched the scheme in 2020. The Farmers' Pension Scheme has since progressed through various phases, enrolling all cocoa farmers for a full-scale implementation of deduction of farmers' contribution to the scheme. And this has also become possible because now we have a comprehensive farmer database through the CMS. Because without that, there's no way you can implement a farmers' pension scheme. Significant success and challenges as well, and these challenges are being resolved. Through massive sensitization and education, the implementation team hopes to gradually scale up the exercise in other districts and ensure that cocoa farmers enjoy a decent pension. Before I touch on my conclusion, let me recap some of the achievements. Ghana Cocoa Board, under recorded the highest ever production figure of 1,048,000 metric tons. That was 2020-2021 crop year. And from an average of 450 kilograms per hectare, productivity has improved to 800 kilograms per hectare. We now have a paradigm shift in the financing of our annual crop from offshore to onshore borrowing for the 2024-2025. And in particular, a zero borrowing arrangement for this year. Productivity enhancement programs, that is agronomic practices that emphasize on vertical productivity as against horizontal productivity, have been put in place. So instead of looking for large tracts of land to increase yields on the same piece of land, limited land, we rather prefer to enhance productivity or yield. It invokes same or greater yield, but on a relatively smaller area. 5. Rehabilitation or cutting and replanting of CSSVD and moribund farms free of charge for the affected farmers is a major landmark. 6. We've introduced nationwide mass pruning of cocoa farmers to boost flowering and fruiting. 7. We've also introduced hand pollination, which has more than tripled the yields of beneficiary farmers. 8. The high-tech, which was introduced under President Akufo NPP administration, did not see any serious intervention until recently. It has received a new impetus by way of fertilizers being delivered at the doorsteps of the farmers, that the villages and towns, instead of at the district capitals. 9. We place premium on the use of poultry manure, and now it's become part and parcel of the agronomic practices of our farmers. CODAPEC program, which was also introduced under President Akufo's NPP administration, had remained the same until 2018. An added dimension today allows mass spraying to start early from February, March to May, which we call the spring spraying, to knock off anomalies or insects at the caterpillar stage, instead of the traditional waiting time of August, that's waiting until August, when the anomalies would have matured, mated, and already laid their eggs, and easy for the mature insects at the farm periphery to escape. 11. Nationwide distribution of dual-purpose slashing cum pruning machines to cocoa farmers to replace the use of the machete and make farming less laborious and less energy sapping. It is to replace the use of weedicides as well, whose effects are detrimental to humans and the environment, as well as sustainable cocoa farming. 12. We piloted irrigation on cocoa farm to test the move from seasonal farming to all-year farming, thereby putting more money in the pockets of farmers who undertake irrigation. 13. Tripling the number of extension officers by employing and training more than 1,300 youth, from an inherited extension officer to farmer ratio of 1:2,900, it has improved to 1:600. That the ratio has improved to 1:600, which is not too far from the FAO recommended standard of 1:500. The situation has improved the visibility of extension and effectiveness of extension to the farmers. 14. The minimum 15 years and up to 35-40 years gestation period of the shea tree has been shortened by the Cocoa Research Institute of Ghana to 3 years for clonal materials and 5 years. Stimulate the local economy and help improve the incomes of many in the north. 15. Nursery facilities at Boli are generating over 100,000 productive shea plants annually for distribution to farmers. 16. Craig has processed the shea butter into biodiesel, which has been found to be more efficient and less smoking than the fossil fuel. In anticipation of going to have commercial shea plantations and the fact that we are going to maybe produce the shea fruits in abundance, we are planning ahead to find value addition to the shea products. And so our research institute had already come out with a biodiesel out of, and it can be used for the outboard motors, for now for the outboard motors and any machine that uses premix. Ghana Côte d'Ivoire Initiative on Cocoa, which has the status of a regional organization, is a commodity force purpose for seeing a better price for farmers in the two countries. And we played a very leading role in this initiative. And the Côte d'Ivoire Ghana Cocoa Initiative has its head office here in Accra. And this is very significant because it is a cocoa, an African cocoa organization in the making. And so if we had the headquarters here, for us, we see it as a very significant achievement. Of course, I've talked about the living income differential, which is an achievement under the Ghana Côte d'Ivoire Initiative, which earns extra $400 per ton above the minimum. Above the
a fifth of the babies who come in will end up dying.
This is impactful journalism, the storytelling that stretches your imagination and shines a light on the underreported issues.
Normally, if you talk, that doesn't change people. Let them see it.
This is impactful journalism. It is fearless, independent journalism that reshapes thoughts and crushes stereotypes.
But I had no more strength in me again. The person must be made to know that what you have done, yes, it would have deserved murder.
This is impactful journalism. It provides context and meaning to the different perspectives.
Children are born with sin, and therefore if you don't baptize them and they die as children, then they will go to hell. This is funny.
This is impactful journalism. It provides context and meaning to the different perspectives. This is Joy News Hotline Documentaries, compelling stories changing the status quo.
How convinced are you in the resourcefulness of Ghana's Electoral Commission to deliver free and fair elections in this digital age? With growing concerns from the 2020 election petition and the evolving role of technology in our electoral process, it's time to ask the tough questions. How do we secure our electoral data, reduce mistrust, and engage the youth in shaping our democratic future? helped prepare Ghana for a cyber shutdown on December 7. Joy News, in collaboration with the Youth Bridge Foundation and the Cybersecurity Authority, invites you to a national dialogue on October 16, 2024 at 6 p.m. Join the conversation on strengthening our democracy through technology and cybersecurity. Watch it live on Joy News and across all our social media platforms. Together, let's secure our democracy by the power of our voice.
Physical fitness has a strong link on mental health. When you are physically fit, it means you are mentally fit.
I'm coming from a family that's made up of a lot of people in sports. So for me, I would say fitness is something I was exposed to from my childhood because the entire family, the Zangio family, was known for sports. Far as back in the days of Association International School, were all known to be sports people.
Remember, health is not just the absence of disease, but it is a complete state of being that includes the mind.
Physical fitness really impacts your mental health. It is said that people who are very, very active are people who have less mental problems. The reason being, when you work out or when you exercise, you put the body in a state that improves your mood, that takes away anxiety, that improves your entire wellness in general. So if you're physically strong or you're someone who partakes in a lot of physical activities, you're likely to have a very, very stable mental life.
So, once you're someone physically fit, it goes without saying that you are mentally at ease and you are able to go about your day-to-day activities except for an injury or some other mishap. But even in that situation, your mental state will be affected because your mind and emotions will also be affected by the injury and the nursing and the medication and therapy that you're going through. So, there is an indestructible link between physical fitness and a very good mental state that we need to recognize and do everything possible that we remain physically active and healthy.
Fitness plays a major role in your mental health. Your mental health is in your hands. Stay fit.
Hello, good afternoon.